So, guys.
Yeah.
I want you to cast your minds back to about this time last month or the month before or the month
I'm
before
going
that.
fishing. My brain's casting in the lake of memories.
We did a little Crunchyroll award prediction. And
I don't want to remember that.
we ended up with a three-way tie, and we decided we were going to do some episodes at some point. I think we said March. We're now in April, but it's going to be them episodes. It's the Vacant Show!
That's the sound of a vacant parking lot where there's just one guy sitting in the corner singing.
It's just vacant.
It's just me singing. Anytime, any opportunity I get to start singing, I will.
He's dressed as a valet, but nobody's using the parking lot because there's a better one across the street.
I do say I'm walking down the street. My lads bop bop.
I could be a busker singing bop bop. But yeah, it is all about me and my bop bop. Well, it's not all about me, but I get to decide the theme. And you guys know that I'm passionate about anime, but there's one more thing that I'm passionate about. Well, there's plenty of things, but another thing that you've heard me mention a few times here, and that's some wrestling. Oh, that's right, motherfuckers. We're going to have some wrestling-themed shit on today's show. We're going to do a little anime and wrestling because WrestleMania 34 is right around the corner. It's within the next Sunday, or this Sunday coming up. Yeah, this Sunday, the 8th of April. So what better time to to nail our colours to the mast of wrestling to get those views and smash that like button if you're a wrestling fan.
The only person here who knows anything about wrestling.
There we go.
I've been to some shows,
That
but
makes it
don't
better.
have cable to watch the storyline.
I am counting on the fact that you guys don't know much about wrestling. But my name is Vacant, and we should... in true wrestling style, we should basically introduce the cast. So, introducing from Yellowknife, Canada, weighing in at 86 pounds, here's the Polish pulverizer, Manimal!
Well, I don't want to pulverize poles. I want to keep them safe, but also
Pulverizing poles. That sounds like the best female porn star name ever. That's great.
the Polish pulverizer.
That's not like a porn star name, but it might be like a good subtitle.
Yeah.
Pulverizing poles too. And next, from an apartment complex in Kansas, weighing in and around the same as Saitama, he is the engineer of extreme executions, Coryn.
I weigh in about the same as Saitama, because I literally am Saitama. The character is based on me. I'm tight with one, as it turns out.
I guess you could say he is as one.
I am one with one, because I am also the One Punch Man. Yeah, pause. That tracks.
And from Kansas, but not the same place as the other guy from Kansas, weighing in at an undisclosed weight, the Jurassic Drake Jock, Nairbons! Fuck that one off. For some reason I was going to say Jurassic Drake, and I don't know why. Jurassic Jock, because he's the
Jurassic Drake.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, okay. I am the Jurassic Park.
That actually really works as a name. Hi, I'm Jurassic Drake, back with History Channel, how the Tyrannosaurus Rex got extinct.
Because of the dinosaur thing in wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know, it went.
No, that works.
It worked in my brain. And finally, from Stoke-on-Trent, England, weighing in at 183 pounds, he is the Regent of the Ring, the Messiah of the Mat, the tyrant between the turnbuckles, the sovereign of suplexes, and pound for pound, the best around. He is the reigning, defending, MRHH heavyweight champion of the world. It's me. It's me, guys. It's Vacant.
Yeah.
Hi.
Those were some really good titles.
Yeah, of course you get the good titles.
Hey,
You're the Polish pulverizer.
I wrote mine.
I don't want to pulverize bulls!
You're not pulverizing bulls, you're a pole who pulverizes.
Yeah, you're a Polish. No, you're not pulverizing Polish people. You are representing Poland and pulverizing people.
How can I represent them when I don't even know how to make a pierogi?
Can we call him the Polish Protector just to make sure there's no confusion?
Yeah.
I prefer that title.
You are now the PP. You're the Polish Protector. There you go. That's about as far as this wrestling theme goes, by the way. There's not much else involved in this one. But what I want to know, it's going to be pretty much a normal episode other than that. Manimal, how was your week? What have you been up to, dude? Let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. My week was okay. It was all right. Nothing extremely extreme happened that I could report on. It was Easter weekend, and the Easter Bunny came and gave me chocolate, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the same as it always is. And yeah, I ate spaghetti.
Yeah.
I ate 6 meatballs.
You ate spaghetti in your grandma's weird basement kitchen.
Yeah, my grandma has a basement kitchen.
So strange. Does she have 2 kitchens in the house?
Yeah, there's one upstairs too.
That's weird. I don't know why. That's strange to me.
And she also fixed a chair because the cushion came out, so she put down a floor tile and then put a pillow on top of that.
That's practical. That's what grandmas are renowned for. Grandmas and mums, they're just great at just
practicality. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, nothing too exciting to say. I've been playing more of that one game, Gravity Rush 2, and I have to say, there's some parts of this game that really piss me off because sometimes the controls are just so frustrating. Because there's one part where there's rebel guys in ships and you gotta attack them, and you keep pressing square, then you just go all over the place, and you're like, why can't I just hit these things? But it doesn't lock onto them correctly, so you gotta keep adjusting yourself, but also you fall out of the sky when you run out of gravity things, and then sometimes it's really frustrating the way you have to position yourself and the way all that works, especially when you gravity slide. It just, oh my god, it's a disaster.
That game worked a lot better on the Vita.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
When you aimed by just tilting it.
Oh yeah, that would work a lot better than tilting the controller, definitely.
Yeah.
I still enjoy the game enough to want to actually beat it. But there are just a lot of elements to it where, again, I think of like Neir, where it controls super well and has good combat. The only issue is I don't want to play through the second arc because the guy is lame. I don't want to play as this stupid kid who's like, I don't want to just do all these stupid hacking mini games and play through the same.
What if you replaced the strong attack button with the mini game that you don't want to play after 20 minutes?
Right? You just keep doing it.
Near Automata like 15 more times after that, though.
Well, there's 2 more routes, right? Where you play as the guy and then you play as like A2, I think, or something like that.
Yes.
And I want to play as A2 because A2 is cool. I don't want to play as this. I don't want to play as this lame guy, but I have to do it just so I can continue in this game. So I got to go through. I mean, it did take me that long to beat the first route anyway. It's really not that long if you just do a straightforward approach to it.
My mistake with that game was not realizing when the cutoff point was for all the side missions in the first route. So I did them all as 2B, and it made his route way longer because I wanted to finish everything I missed the first time.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's like... That's the thing with these 2 games is there's so many elements that piss me off, but I still want to beat it anyway because there's still something to them.
Well, no game's perfect.
The only game I beat it on the PS4 is World War II, which had this stupid campaign where the Transformers guy is like, the Krauts are over there, you guys, the Krauts. And he goes through all this stupid, and then the stupid scene where the train is crashing and it's just destroying all this. Oh my god, that game is so stupid. It took like no time. Those games take no time to beat, but it was ridiculous. It's fun though. I enjoy the game, but it's ridiculous. That's pretty much what Call of Duty is anyway.
Yeah. It's an
extended demo to get you ready for the multiplayer.
Yeah, the multiplayer is also ridiculous, but it's fun enough where I can, again, as I always say, I put in an album and I just play it and it's enjoyable. Whatever. I haven't heard a single sound in Neir Automata or in Neir or Gravity Rush or anything because I always play with records on, so I don't even know what the voice actors sound like.
Oh no!
Or the soundtrack.
The Neir
I can
soundtrack
get Call of Duty.
won the best soundtrack award for last year. It has a phenomenal soundtrack.
It probably does, but I'm just like, I want to listen to albums.
One of my favorite bits to come out of Neir was an interview with Yoko Taro going, "Hey, so our soundtrack keeps getting awards. Stop giving our composer awards. He's got enough. Pay attention to me." And then he just flops on the floor.
Yeah.
He used to do it with a weird. He has like the assassination classroom style like grey helmet thing that he wears.
The head of Emil is the mask that he wears.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm so convinced it's a mask. I think it's just grown straight out of his bones.
No,
I think that's his real head.
Like when Drakengard 3 was coming out, he did just like a hand puppet for all these interviews, and his whole shtick is that I make these weird and crazy games, and imagine the disappointment if it was made by just some guy.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I'm going to be even more weird.
Yeah.
And it works. Sometimes.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe that's what we need to start doing. Matt, when we do the vlog, when we do some filming and shit in Kansas, Manimal, we're going to need to get you a nice little helmet of some sort. You can bring your clone trooper on if you want.
I'm going to bring the welding helmet of flames on it.
Just put that in your carry-on. That won't any waves.
along with the
Sir, can you stand aside for cavity search real quick?
Along with the very convincing-looking paintball scopes that look just like real ACOG and holographic sights, but they're for paintball.
Yeah, I don't think you need those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my binocular.
But Coryn, how was your week this last week?
I don't even know anymore. God,
how was your week this last week? What a weird sentence.
Yeah. I don't know. I had Friday off. That was fun. I didn't do anything. I slept. And I played Dark Souls, and I wrote some.
You wrote some Dark Souls?
I didn't write some Dark Souls. I just played Dark Souls and wrote some tangentially next to it.
His next book is just going to be item descriptions.
What, you don't want to hear about all the item descriptions from my own universe?
I'm waiting for someone to make a game that is just a series of loading screens.
I mean, that's basically my experience with most of Skyrim.
I mean, every time Fortnite loads up, it takes about 5 minutes, so yeah. Sizable chunk of that game's that.
It wasn't bad. I went to I didn't go to a wedding. I went to a reception of a wedding.
Okay.
Because
that's the best part.
The actual wedding had happened months earlier in Utah. Because he's Mormon. So, they had a reception.
The best bit, no, isn't it? You know?
It wasn't bad. There was free barbecue. It was kind of middling barbecue, but it's okay. And then, nobody really drank, though. It was kind of disappointing in that degree. There was a cash bar. Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, Mormon.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
No,
that explains
fine, it. It was fun. There was lots of free food. It was strange. It was like a lot of barbecue with like barbecue fixings. And they had this thing called corn brulee.
What? What?
So, like, have you ever had a creme brulee?
Yeah.
But with corn?
With corn in it.
What?
Huh.
It was strange. I tried a little bit about it because everyone else was raving, but it's like part of it's soggy and the other bit's corn.
Oh, I mean, that's cream corn.
It wasn't cream corn. I hate cream corn. It's disgusting. Like, this was literally creme brulee with corn in it.
But you're from Kansas. That's corn.
It doesn't matter.
The mecca
I've never heard of it
corn
in my life.
Your
are
name's corn.
Yeah.
Also, Kansas isn't most popular with corn. It's wheat state more than anything.
I don't know. I'm going off the joke from Family Guy. That's all.
Oh.
There is a significant amount of corn, but it is eclipsed by wheat.
It is definitely eclipsed by wheat. Nebraska's a corn state. Iowa's a corn state. But
Okay.
yeah, I would have expected there. I never heard of it before. It had a strange melding to it, so it kind of worked, but not enough that I want to eat any amount of it, really. So,
Yeah, I'd probably give it a miss, to be fair.
Not a good mouth feel.
No. They're two entirely separate textures. Like, you put it in your mouth, and like all the creme brulee melts away, and then you're just left with corn.
Nope.
Corn should not be the surprise center to any food.
Yeah, but
imagine biting into a Cadbury egg and it's just corn.
Ooh.
But corn is probably one of the better tasting things. Like it's like.
Oh no, corn's delicious in my book, but it needs to be used correctly.
Like corn is just like peas in my mind. There's nothing wrong with it.
I love corn when I'm expecting it.
Peas.
I love me some corn when I'm expecting it, but certainly not if it was hidden away in somewhere. You went,
Yeah. There's a little bit of corn in here.
Corn surprise is not pleasant.
Yeah, that was that. And then on Sunday, I got to try out the first recipe in my Japanese home cooking cookbook, which was the classic rice omelet that you always see in the anime with the ketchup designs on. It was really fucking good.
Is it? Okay.
I surprised myself, and I followed the instructions on this one, and they had a lot of weird stuff because it's basically fried rice inside of an omelet.
Yeah.
It's not, but the thing is, the fried rice and the recipe had, well, funny enough, corn, also green beans and giant and mushrooms and stuff. I couldn't get shiitake. I was really sad because the hen house near my place has shiitake in a big drawer. But they were all out when I went, so I had to suffer with portobello.
I had to
suffer. But the weird thing is, at the end of it, once you get all the fried rice together, you mix in 3/4 of a cup of ketchup, and then let that cook all together, and it just does something that you would never expect ketchup to do. It's very strange, very good.
The ketchup stabs you.
Ketchup stabs. But no, now I have
a
a shit ton of vegetables and leftover chicken, so I'm going to probably make stir fry tomorrow.
Yeah.
With all that, which means I need to get that chicken. Man. Don't let me forget that, guy. Put it down on the list.
I need my chicken.
Did you
marinate the chicken?
Did you draw that yourself? When they do in the little maid cafe and they draw a little heart? Did you do that?
I did not, but I did put a squiggle on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Which, I don't know, it was fine. Maybe a little extra ketchup, maybe a little less. I honestly couldn't tell the difference between the bites with extra ketchup and without. I think it's more of just window dressing, to be honest. Adding ketchup on top.
Yeah. That's how you know it's come from, Japan.
Don't worry, when you're all here, I will make you rice omelets with hearts on top.
Oh.
When you guys get here, there is a restaurant in KC called Zama Sama that is the only place I've ever had takoyaki at.
Oh, never had takoyaki.
I think we should go there.
We've got plenty.
Get some fried squid balls.
Yeah, I've never tried, never been tempted to try squid, but I will. It'll either go really well or really badly.
Hey, why are you eating me?
There's also the ramen place down in, not Westwood, that's Manhattan. The one place in Kansas City. I'm bad at this.
I appreciated the Squidward impression.
No worries.
The problem is, this is where I usually go to drink, and that's probably the problem.
You can't remember the name. I only know this place when I drink. It's I knew this best bar ever.
It's about a 3-minute stumble from one building to the next, and the names all just run together.
Westport. I knew it was West something.
Yeah, let's go Westport Lake. That's
Westport's excellent, though. It's just nothing but bars and good restaurants.
We'll go there. We'll hit the town and we'll fuck some people up. Probably not. Hopefully ourselves.
Yeah, let's not fuck other people. There's cops all over that place.
I'll fuck the cops up, especially. Come at me, bros.
Dude, you do not want to get arrested in a foreign country.
No, shit, I'm in America. Yeah, actually, fuck that.
Yeah.
Them, our police, you could probably punch one and you would get taken to the ground and roughed up a little. But if you started on American policeman, probably get tasered. I don't know, coshed. Probably shot. I don't know. Maybe. Let's not.
I think they probably have a bit of a extra limit when it comes to the drunk people they're babysitting. But
I sure wouldn't want to mess with the Queen's Guard, right, Vacant?
Maybe they'd kick off. Maybe they'd be like, this English little motherfucker coming over here thinking
just
that he can
yell diplomatic immunity before you do anything. It'll be fine.
I got diplomatic immunity, motherfucker.
Hey, working Lethal Weapon too.
I know the Queen. I'm related through. I'm 18th cousin. I'm technically in line for the throne, you bitches. I'm legally a lord.
You are legally a lord. I'm still down on the plan to convince my downstairs neighbors that I've been British this whole time.
It's got to be good. It's we'll come in and just go, hello. Oh, I can't believe that you moved in already 6 months ago since you left us.
It's right psychedelic, lad.
Graham Norton's been missing you. But, yeah. Oh, that's cool then. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That's still, we're in April now. 3 months away. Holy fuck. It's getting close. Nairbons, how's your week been going? Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry. My wife just got home.
No worries.
So, my weeks have been prepping for moving.
You moved again?
Yeah. It's my brother-in-law's place that we're moving into.
Oh, okay.
He bought a house, and it's kind of a mutually beneficial where we get to cut our rent in half, and he gets help with his mortgage.
Yeah, that sounds good, to be fair.
So I got to mow a lawn for the first time in a very long time, and it felt good.
You didn't.
I think the special feeling is gonna fade pretty quick, but I enjoyed mowing a lawn.
You didn't murder any ducks with that lawnmower, did you?
No.
Woo!
God, I miss mowing the lawn.
Right?
It's funny, but I really miss yard work.
Yeah.
I cut like 3 lawns every year. I've been doing that since like 2012. And where was I going at this point? Never mind. Jesus Christ.
I just
it is satisfying.
Because I can't, in an apartment, I can't like make improvements or anything, and have that sense of ownership. But like, yeah, I did that and it made my life better. Here it's like, oh, I bought a new desk. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, we haven't really we got a concrete yard, so I can de-weed it, which is some satisfaction. You little motherfuckers, I'm pulling them little bastards out. But
you at least have a place to stick a grill out,
Yeah, we have enough room for a table and a BBQ.
Yeah, like if I want a grill, I gotta like pick the thing out of my closet and haul it all downstairs to the little concrete platform behind the building, and
we'll be doing that. That's what we'll do. But yeah,
we'll take it to the lake.
Oh yeah, gonna have a cookout. But what else have you been up to now? Or has that been occupying your entire week?
Going back and realizing I haven't been here for a bit. Like, NakaCon happened.
Oh shit!
I got to meet the voice actress for Haru from Persona 5.
Oh.
She's very young. Like, I've reached that point in age where there's actors and actresses who are younger than me that are just doing normal adult roles.
How old is she?
I want to say like 21, 22 or something.
Okay, God, I thought you were going to say like 15 or something.
No. And yeah, the voices of Noctis and Prompto were there.
Oh, yeah, Prompto.
They were there a couple years ago too, I want to say.
Nice people.
Because I remember last time I went, I really wanted to see Prompto, but I didn't get a chance.
I got to see Steve Bloom from afar. His line was very long.
It would be.
Because he's been in everything for the last 30, 40 years. And that was about it. I don't know. It's just a lot of moving stuff and normal day-to-day.
When are you actually going to be moved in?
Before the end of the month.
Okay, not too bad.
Because the current lease ends 30 April. So.
Oh, okay. That's nudging you along. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've had a busy week. I mean, myself, I've been a bit all over the place because Easter weekend came and went, and I was working night shifts for it, and it is the weirdest thing to be working in the nights. Because going from a normal, like, you know, obviously I work late anyway, you guys know that I don't do, like, a 9 to 5. But, yeah, trying to adjust your sleeping pattern for 2 days is so bizarre. And then obviously, like, trying to go to bed when it's light, I'm not a fan of that. Ain't my thing. Ain't my shtick.
I can understand your issues there. I still remember back in college when I was waking up at 3 a.m. to go to work, and it was like, well, 6 o'clock. Guess to go to bed. There's 3 hours of sunlight left, and it's 110 degrees, but we're going to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep a lot that summer. It was not good.
Yeah, it makes you feel weird. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm high or what's going on. But yeah, see, still managed to. The good thing was I was free in the day, so I had to just have like 4 hours sleep and then get up and then obviously just spend some time with the family. Haven't seen them much over the last month, so that was nice to catch up with everyone. You know, give some Easter eggs, get some chalky back and all that shit. Have a beer with some family and the siblings. Also, the nights provided a great advantage because I managed to catch up on tons of wrestling and watch a few of the shows that we needed to finish. And also, I started reading DeadTube, which we'll talk about in a minute. God,
I really try to get it. I really try to start reading DeadTube. I read the first chapter again, and I just got busy. It's unfortunate.
Loaded it up on the computer screen, and even though there's about 4 people in the office, I was like, nope. This is going
Oh,
up.
no.
Nope.
No, you do not bring that up at work. Don't do it.
Fine.
Any prospective DeadTube readers, we're getting to it. We promise, dude.
Yeah. Shall we not cover that then this week? Or because I got up to chapter 12, which is the one that we said.
I'd say no because I didn't refresh and I have no fresh thoughts on it right now.
Okay, we'll leave that till next week then. That's fine.
I'm sorry, Rock and Metal Ultima. We failed you again.
No, I have honestly read it. You know, I went to chapter 12. I aren't going any further because that's sort of what we wanted to get to. There's about 39 out anyway, so it's a good chunk of the story that we've got through.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
we were asked by a YouTube commenter to read a manga and talk about it. So it's called DeadTube.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, it's about a girl who has sex with strangers and then murders them while another dude watches.
So, basically what it's about is
actually
DeadTube is essentially there's a game online where the people with the most view count, the highest view count win, and the people with the lowest amount lose. Anything, is applicable, so death, murder, they all get the highest views, of course, rape, murder, all that kind of shit does. But, it's like if Live Leak was monetized, I guess. I don't know. I have to go on there all too often.
No.
But, that's the kind of story. But, we were asked to do it. It wasn't a manga forum, peeps. It was Rock. What? There you go. Manimal had it. Rock and Metal Ultima? They have a long name, so I just call them Rock. But he's an excellent listener.
I will add it to the list.
We shout them out. We will. I promise we'll get round to it. I'm sorry. If you are listening to this one and you want us to read on further, then by all means, let me know. I've got up to chapter 12. I've finished that one. So obviously, if you want me to carry on that new arc, then let me know. Definitely not plagiarizing the manga forum, people. That's what we're not doing.
You almost did, but then you realized halfway through and decided to scrap the entire idea.
Yeah, I was like,
we're all gonna read Goodnight Pun Pun and just get real sad.
Let's not get
No,
sad.
I was on the anniversary, I was like, here's what we're gonna do. At the end of every month, we're gonna review a manga, we're gonna read it, and then we're gonna review it at the end of the month. How good is that? It's almost gonna be like a monthly book club. Because we don't know anyone who does that. But no, we won't do that. We're just going to review this one, and then we might have shared projects that come up, certain things that we might follow together. But hey,
yeah, if someone, I think I said if someone asks us specifically, we'll try and get to it. We apologize to Lexa, or we're not trying to steal your shit.
We're trying to get
I
your
don't
shit.
apologize to anyone.
Yeah, Manimal says no. Speaking of apologies, there is an apology due. It's an apology from me to you guys. to you guys on the show. We spoke about it before. So we haven't had a chance to really speak about it, but some stuff happened on Twitter.
You don't need to talk about this.
We do. No. We do.
I guess we do.
It happened, and people are probably thinking, what the fuck's going on? I guess it's sort of news. I guess we'll roll into the news. I can't think of anything else I want to bring up.
Wait, okay, that means I need to do the news theme.
Do a news thing, then. Do a news thing.
News on the TV, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is news. Just in. So, some controversy happened on Twitter with Digibro. Our pal Digi. Some of us are fans, some aren't.
I literally have no idea who he is. I don't follow YouTubers.
Yeah, he's an anime YouTuber who's pretty big. He's one, I would say
he's the sassy one.
He's the stubborn, sassy one. Pardon me.
And he gave up on his Digi dailies. I lost a lot of respect for you, Digi.
It's because he knew. Yeah, I love how you chose your words there. That's very good. Basically, so Digibro is a very stubborn, very outspoken anime YouTuber. A lot of people respect him for that. He sent out a tweet last week. He sent out a tweet admonishing Patreon because they changed their rules now, so they are no longer allowing people who draw adult content, which includes bestiality, incest, or lowly porn.
Illegal stuff.
Yeah, anyone who draws that. So it's drawings, obviously, not real, all that bollocks. It's the art of it. So he was basically saying he's lost a lot of respect for Patreon because they have made this decision and he doesn't agree with it. Was he right to say that? It's his opinion. So yeah, I will defend that he can have an opinion. Whatever. He has his opinion. He's let it, he doesn't agree with what they've done. That's fine. And he even said himself, he said they are totally in their rights to do it. He did say in one of his many tweets following this, they have a right to do what they want. It's their service. However, he doesn't agree with it, and he's lost a ton of respect for them, was his words. But just as he has the right to have an opinion, everyone has a right to challenge him. You put something on the internet, particularly Twitter, particularly if you're a big public figure, then people will challenge that. People will respond to it. People called him out on it and said, why are you defending bestiality, incest, and lowlies?
It's almost like Twitter as a concept is a terrible thing and we should wipe it from the earth.
I mean, Digi was the one, right, who said about YouTube comments being bad, and we shouldn't.
Everyone knows YouTube comments are bad. That's not a hot take. That's an old take. It's been sitting in the back of the refrigerator for 6 months now. Take it out and throw it away, Jad.
He was the guy who said, wasn't he saying they should ban YouTube comments? Like, it shouldn't have a comment system on there?
No, Digi's idea about YouTube comments is to have a system where there's no comments and it's just the content makers presenting their work as if you're going to when you go to the theater, you watch the show, you're watching the work. There's no comment section below the work of the thing.
That implies that everyone on YouTube is like, I don't know, who's an artsy film director.
Well, yeah, because that's what Digi's ideal is to have a place where people make content that's quality.
Yeah.
And I know because Digi's vlog.
There's a lot of people on YouTube who just like want to interact with their communities, and that's
my
part of the skill.
That's his own ideal.
Yeah, my problem with that ideal or that view with Digibro is that he is a fucking commentary channel. He reviews products. He gives his own feedback and opinions on these things.
That's true.
He's not making original content. He's reviewing shows. He's giving his opinion on stuff. Therefore, it's a glorified comment, essentially. He's giving commentary.
That's true. And yeah, he says he'd rather have a different website for something like this than YouTube.
Yeah.
But he justified shutting down his comments because, again, if you present like a movie, there wouldn't be a comment section below it. If you go to the theater, there wouldn't be a Rotten Tomatoes below it. But it's also different.
Yeah, it's not the same. You would, I don't know, whatever. But
the difference of commentary as content is its own separate argument. And I think
it is content. Don't get me wrong, it's content. But I was sort of like, you are a commentary channel essentially, so you shouldn't be so opposed to it. I get that you will have disagreements, but that's life.
He's hanging a "No Rocks Please" on his glass house.
Yeah. That's the that is the double-edged sword. If you are going to put yourself out on the internet, you are going to get criticized. You are going to receive comments that are going to be a little bit negative. People are going to disagree with you. But anyway, so this happened. This all kicked off, and the response that he got was huge. Like, so many people were commenting on him, to the point where he's now turned his Twitter profile private. Now it's private.
He changed his name on YouTube as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, he changed it to Otaku Gonzo Journalist.
Really?
He did. It is different now.
I did not think he'd gone that far. Okay, fair enough. So, admittedly, like I say, I personally, the comments that I saw, the worst one I saw was, because out of all of his responses, he kept responding to everyone challenging him, to the point where he actually then said, I have been a lolicon. I've been so for the last 10 or 15 years. Can't remember which one he said, but it says I've been a proud lolicon for the 10 or 15 years. You aren't going to shame me with it. It's not a secret. I don't care who knows. In the middle of this argument, that's maybe not the smartest move to say. Even if it is true. If he is, he's digging his heels in there, and it just made it a lot worse. But the worst comments I saw were people going, lol, pedophile. They were calling him a pedophile, because he's basically saying that he likes and faps to, child, anime characters. I never saw any death threats. That's not saying that there isn't any. I'm sure there was. It was the internet, and if there's more than 100 comments, there probably is someone telling someone to kill themselves. And that's not okay. I don't, regardless of how vast the disagreement is, or how you personally don't agree with that, regular listeners know full well that we don't, we're not in the lowly camp per se. But
we aren't particularly into it.
Yeah, it's not our cup of tea, as we would say in England. But yeah, the death threat thing was bullshit. Like, that is bullshit.
I should clarify. I'm fine with it as an art style. I'm against it as a sexual preference.
Yes. I guess that's the thing, because when we say lowlies, I mean it in terms of the sexualization of them. Some of my favorite, Tanya from Saga of Tanya the Evil is a lowly character. They were great. I love little Tanya. She was an amazing character. That was fine. I guess you would call Yuki Nagato a lowly character, I suppose. She's like a young, short girl.
No.
Would you not? Okay.
No, that's more moe than anything.
Azusa, isn't she a little lowly?
Azusa is not a lolly either. Lolly is lolly's a very specific designation of a character.
Maybe she's too old to be a lowly. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, a lowly is a young, small girl.
Yeah, Azusa's not a lolly.
I don't know. Okay.
Get your adverbs here.
There you go, then, guys. You're okay to fat to Asuna. Not Asuna. Oh God, I'm sure there's people who fat to Asuna. But you're okay.
I'm sure there is. I don't know.
Of course there is.
Did they age? That's a question. Did they age up in Sword Art Online with all these seasons? Or are they still all like 15? There's so many seasons of Sword Art at this point.
They were 16 at the end of the last one because it was like 2 years the game. So I don't know what the time frame is in between them.
Let's
maybe
see.
Say there's 6 months between them.
According to the Sword Art Online Wikia page, 15 at the beginning of Einkrad arc, and 18 by the end of the Phantom Bullet arc.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He's legal.
He's legal. Good old Kirito. There you go, guys. Kirito is legal. But
free to glop all he pleases.
Yes, he is. 2 years or maybe 3 years worth, because who knows if him and Asuna. Do you know when he woke up from the coma, do you think he just went, my balls are fucking killing me. I need to just crack a wristy off,
Well, okay, if you've actually gone that long without doing that, you probably go insane.
But, I don't think that's how that works. I think you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, he was
because he's been in a completely he's been digital fucking. We know that much. We read that much. Bacon and I.
Fair
enough. And a Digibaby.
I guess it'd be like having a wet dream.
I suppose.
Oh,
yeah, I must have had a wet dream.
That's worse.
Oh, I wouldn't be.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure we've talked about before how he needs to piss and shit at some point.
I mean, he was in a hospital by the end, wasn't he? So they probably had nurses.
Yeah, there's probably a good old bedpan and probably some what's it called, catheter or whatever.
Yeah, catheter.
They moved him to a hospital right away. Like, because the guy conveniently sends a message out and goes, "Oh, if you know anyone with this headgear, then get them moved," and then they know what to do.
At least that's like a little bit of logic in the series.
You know what? That show would have been better if they had just said, "Oh, it's on a time limit until we die of dehydration or whatever."
Oh
That'd
yeah,
be like a cool race to the end.
yeah.
That's like a different series altogether.
It is, but we could literally go on and on about how Sword Art Online could have been better. That's not what we're here for.
There are already channels who have made their living on that.
Digibro may well have been one of them. I don't know. I don't follow his content. But yeah, so the Digibro thing happened. And then, obviously, people know that I run technically we all run the Manga Raiders Happy Hour Twitter account.
Some of us are paying more attention than they used to.
Some of us, it's like technically we all curate content for the show, just like technically all of us are editing the show. But I do most of it, and I've been using it as a personal account, so I've been putting personal views on there. So, an apology to you guys, because I may have said some shit to people. I may have started some shit with some people on there. Fully justified in my eyes, but basically I used it as a personal account. Obviously my views don't represent you guys, and it's unfair of me to use that account because it's the voice of everyone here. Not just you guys, but also, Anthony, Josh, Mordecai.
It's the voice of the people.
It's the voice of the people, voice of the Manga Raiders. It has the Manga Raiders root, so I just wanted to get it out there that I have, that I want to apologize to you guys because I basically said some shit to somebody. And then you guys were like, what the fuck? You guys were like, and then that sort of made me realize, like, oh, yeah, no, wait. Okay, this could look bad on the others.
Yeah, if any of you who are listening to this are also following us on Twitter, just know we called his shit out first.
Okay, they said to us, basically, they pussied out. This is the thing. Manimal and Coryn, little bitches, don't want no shit.
Here's
don't want
the thing. There is one view that we all can agree on, and that is you should check out Barry Goldman on Bandcamp.com.
But yeah, with
Listen
all
to
that
his latest album.
Not picking up the flag and carrying on the charge of arguing on the internet.
Yeah, we want to argue on the internet because that's the best way to use your time. But with all that said, I have now, obviously, the Manga Raiders account will remain. I have made a personal account now, Vacant Versus. If you want to follow us, give us a follow. That's probably going to be the main one that I'll use. We will still attempt.
That's the only one that anyone will use.
Yeah, we'll still attempt to keep the Manga Raiders Happy Hour active. It won't be as active because obviously I'll have my own account to sort of use and bounce off, and that'll be my personal one. So, smash a follow on that one. If NTR Radio wants to @Vacant Versus, they can. Then, that's my new account there, so you can have that one, guys. And that was a cheap plug. This basically boiled down to just a really cheap plug for my own Twitter. There you go. Hopefully our Twitters will be more active, but anywho, so yeah, Digibro, bit of a weird week. Shitstorm went down there. Don't send death threats on the internet is probably the moral.
The good news for Digi is all of his e-drama was totally eclipsed by the channel awesome people all just yelling at each other.
Oh wait,
Okay.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, so apparently the guy with the glasses company is very poorly run. Who to thunk it? And all the people who were unceremoniously dumped throughout the years are just.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So.
Yeah, there's
a lot of unhappy people on Twitter. There you go. That's the moral. Don't send death threats, and also, maybe just don't like lowlies. Be a normal person. Be a good person. That's the moral there. But moving on. Go on, sorry, Coryn.
I'm just saying, if you have to question your morals to do it, don't do it.
There you go. And if you have no morality, then there's no hope for you. I'm sorry. Moving on to some rapid fire news. Toei Animation have established a department, or are going to establish a department focused on Dragon Ball. So, even though Dragon Ball Super has gone away for an extended hiatus, or indefinite hiatus, if there's going to be a new department dedicated to it, that means maybe it's coming back sooner than we anticipated, because I was thinking it's going to be...
The new movie is just the launching point for the next series, whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Mega...
Ultra.
Dragon Ball
Arcade
Ultra.
Edition.
Yeah. But that's some good news, positive news. It doesn't definitively say, it's not a definite statement that yes, more Dragon Ball is on the way, but it's a statement of intent, at the very least. Other than that, in terms of news, I've kind of picked up shit, but it's nothing major. A boxer in Japan came out in a Pop Team Epic mask and a Pop Team Epic shirt. Well, he had a Popico mask on, and he won, and that's pretty cool.
There is some news.
Go for it.
The Gridman or Superhero Samurai Cyber Squad got a trailer. That's the Trigger project being worked on by Trigger. And I gotta tell you, just the few bits of animation there are very nice. And it was a little bit like that scene in Hook where the fat guy takes off Robin Williams' glasses and pushes his mouth into a smile and goes, "Oh, there you are, Peter." I found where Trigger's been hiding for the last season or two.
Okay. So it wasn't in Darling in the Franxx then?
Not particularly.
Not especially. I mean, we know where the A-Team is.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody else was working on that one.
And
that's...
The news that is not good for anyone is if you don't want to subscribe to whatever the hell Anime High Dive is, and you want to watch Legend of Galactic Heroes legally, the good news is it's coming out on DVD. There is a special edition. It is $700. They're limiting it to 1,000. There's no plans for a standard release.
Is this fucking... Did they get taken over by the Wu-Tang Clan?
Worse. It's Sentai Filmworks. The guys who... they get yelled at by Japan because reverse importing anime from Western territories is very real because Blu-rays are not region-locked as much. And so... because Sentai Filmworks is a Japanese company worried about the Japanese bottom line, their insane Blu-ray special edition collections have to be just as obnoxiously overpriced as Japan. So one of the big tweets going around was, why do people still pirate in 2 images? And it was the Legend of Galactic Heroes announced, and there are no plans for a standard release. So, very good show. Go pirate that.
I mean, yeah, and also, like, I saw Persona 5, it was like, plans to release a Blu-ray already. Oh, okay, it's in 12 parts. Oh, it's 2 episodes per disc. Okay.
Remember back in the early days when that shit flew, and it wasn't just, here's the whole series, $30, and that's it?
I mean...
40 for a Blu-ray.
I would still think it's better than the old, I don't know if they're still doing the old Cartoon Network model of, here's $20 for 3 select episodes. Yeah. They're not in order. They're just the ones we chose.
No.
Give us your money.
Seasons or nothing. America don't run that way. But I guess if you're going to sell, 1,000 of your $700, you're still going to make some profit.
Who's buying that?
Super fans, and I don't know. That is a good question. Who is buying that?
I'm not in the position where I can just toss $1,000 down on something, but
yeah,
there's got to be a lot of anime fans who can,
Like, I would love to get that $1,000 Gurren Lagann Blu-ray set that also has the fucking art books and the movies and everything else packed in there.
Oh yeah, But going back to the Wu-Tang Clan, somebody did buy that one Wu-Tang Clan album for whatever $1 million. Even now that it's going into the public trust, I think. What is happening to it?
I don't know. Martin Shkreli had that, and I don't know what happens to property when it's...
I remember either it was like... I think it was like either going up for auction or like going into the public trust.
I know.
So...
It ain't his no more.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how stolen property works or things that are bought with money that was dubbed illegal practices. So it could very well be that Uncle Sam owns a Wu-Tang album.
I know at this point it's in the hands of the FBI. I 100% know that. But I don't know what's going to happen to it from now on.
They just throw it on, maybe? I don't know. Like, they're just like, yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, cuz?
Oh, my dog saw another dog out the window.
I guess
oh, no.
You don't want no Wu-Tang Clan. But I tell you what Cammy does want. We're going to play a game, guys. Very quick game before we get into the recap of all what we've watched and all that kind of shit. We're going to go back to our wrestling theme. And it's a very simple game. It is a storyline game of true or false. So, I'm going to present you guys with a storyline that's happened in wrestling, and you guys have to decide whether it actually happened, if it's true, or if it's false.
Seems simple enough.
Very simple. I am counting on your knowledge of wrestling being limited here. This makes the game more interesting.
It's pretty limited. I understand the way they think, but I don't understand the actual mechanism, I guess.
I've tried to pick, I've tried to pick some good ones, tried to come up with some good ones, so, we'll see. So here's your first one, guys. I don't know, shall we take it in turns? We'll go around the table and you can all get a pick on this one. Okay, so, in 2005, or rather in 2004, there was a wrestler introduced called Muhammad Hassan. He is an Arab-American wrestler who was a heel, so he's a bad guy. He regularly praised Allah and wanted to do away with negative stigmas and stereotypes attached to him since the 9/11 attacks. Remember, this is a
heel?
bad guy. Yes. When he says he wants to do away with negative things, he was more just sort of having a go at the USA, which is weird. So he's a heel. He's a bad guy. He ends up in a feud with The Undertaker. One night, when The Undertaker's having a match with his associate, Daivari, he is on the ramp. He gets onto his knees and prays. This summons 5 men in camo pants and ski masks, who then attack The Undertaker with bats. One of them then proceeds to pull out piano wire and chokes him out.
Oh no.
This then leaves The Undertaker on the floor. They're all there. They drop to their knees when Muhammad Hassan comes into the ring. And just would you know it, this happened a few days before the London bombings of 2005.
Every part of this could be the true or false question.
I think I believe this. I buy it.
Manimal going with true.
And anything could happen in that era of time.
Especially with McMahon in charge. So I'm calling that true.
With Vince McMahon in charge, this definitely happened.
Vinnie Mac.
I can confirm this really did happen. This is legit. This is a true story. It happened a few days before. It actually aired on the day of the London bombings.
No.
They recorded it a few days before, and it aired on the day. It aired with a disclaimer. They received, as you would expect, huge amounts of backlash. This effectively ended the career of Muhammad Hassan. He went away, basically, very quickly. And
obviously with that fucking racist stereotype of a character, yeah.
Yeah, he spoke about it before, and he's just sort of like, well, I didn't like the character, but it's
fast, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a bad one, that was. Okay, you all got it. There's point to each one of you. Keep score of this because I can't be asked to write it down. Let's see if you get this second one then. Okay, so that one was pretty ridiculous. Meet this one. I've entitled this one RoboCop Saves Sting.
What year was it? That's the entire. That's what it hinges on. What year was it?
So during a pay-per-view named Capital Combat in 1990, the Four Horsemen, who were a heel faction, attacked Sting and locked him in a cage. Moments later, RoboCop, the real Paul Weller, came down as RoboCop. He came to the ring, and he bent the bars of the cage, and then he ripped the door off, freeing Sting. And then
Wait, are you talking about like every breath you take, or like a different kind of Sting?
Sting the wrestler.
Oh, okay.
There's a wrestler called Sting.
That's not what I was thinking.
So this is in 90. It wasn't the singer Sting who was being attacked. It was Sting and RoboCop didn't team up. But yeah, genuinely, in 1990, like this is what I'm telling you. Did this happen or did this not? RoboCop came to a wrestling event and saved Sting.
It sounds possible, but I'll say no.
No?
Now, Manimal says no. Now, I happen to know that RoboCop 2 came out in 1990, which was tragically low point for basically everything past regular RoboCop was a tragic low point for the series.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in 1990, and this happened in 1990. I'm going to say it's true, and it was a promotion for RoboCop 2.
Are you saying it's okay. Nah.
I remember when Green Arrow fought Stardust. And I remember when Triple H came out dressed as a Terminator. So, sure, I'll call it true.
Can confirm this one is also true.
Ah, shit.
Yes, RoboCop came out, and it was the genuine dude. It's amazing to see. He walks out, can't move for shit because obviously he's in the suit. He can't do anything because he's in the suit. He can't fall over. He can't
very
help
restrictive
himself.
suit.
Yeah, he can't do anything. There's video of this. I would suggest watching it because it's amazing. And listening to them to try and be completely serious because obviously remember this is the 90s. 1990, kayfabe is very much alive. People are still thinking wrestling. The majority of the audience is thinking it's real still. Because it's 1990, and the announcers are having to try and make like the legit RoboCop. It's the weirdest thing, and it's here, he's here, RoboCop's here, and like they're getting super excited. And he couldn't do anything. And the best thing ever is Jim Cornette he was like there at the time, and he's just I love his podcast and his show, and he just rails on this decision. He's like, he's a southern foul-mouthed wrestling promoter / manager. He's been there for so long. He's amazing. Jim Cornette, I love him. What the fuck are we supposed to do with this guy? He's a real actor, but he can't do shit. It's amazing. Anyway, so that's 2 points to Coryn and 1 point to you, Manimal. But you can win it back on this one. You've got to decide if it's true and false. Okay, this one is called Vince McMahon versus God. This happened in 2006 during his feud with Shawn Michaels. Vince lost a high-profile match at WrestleMania 22. He then went on to blame not his inability to beat Shawn Michaels, but he actually blamed it on interference from God. He challenged God to a match, or more specifically challenged him to a fight. This became a tag team match on the next pay-per-view with Vince and his son Shane versus Shawn Michaels and God. This match actually happened. No one appeared as God. However, he had his own entrance, complete with a spotlight that followed him to the ring, and then this insisted of Vince taunting God for
no actual
times.
actor was in the place, though.
No actor. It was no actor. It was
probably not.
It was a handicap match, and Vince was consistently taunting God, and it was weird. So
it doesn't sound like enough of a spectacle, so I say no.
I'm saying this one's false too. Vince McMahon's a crazy motherfucking robot, but I don't know if he could have gotten away with this.
Yeah.
Especially at the time.
I remember the best friends talking about this. I'm going to call it true, and I'm also suspecting that everything on this is going to be true because you don't have to make up dumb things.
I'm starting to suspect that as well.
Well, I can confirm this one is true. It happened. 100% true. This one genuinely happened. It was a spectacle. I mean, you're saying.
Remember when Colonel Sanders came?
Colonel Sanders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put nothing past Colonel Sanders nowadays. Nowadays, he's Reba McEntire.
They had a Royal Rumble, actually this year, a few months ago, to decide of all wrestlers dressed up as Colonel Sanders for an advert for KFC, and then Ric Flair won. So, there you go. Question 4. Decide if this one is true then. I'll see if this one catches you out. So you're thinking the more true. We'll get this. Mae Young was a fabulous wrestler. She was a female wrestler. She came back in the Attitude Era, and she was in her late 70s. She's very old. She was an old bitch. This is actually true. Like, there was a wrestler called Mae Young. She was in, the gimmick at the time was that she was in a relationship with a man named Mark Henry. He was a 400-pound black guy who was billed as the world's strongest man, but also as sexual chocolate.
Wait, hold on. Sexual chocolate?
Sexual chocolate, because
What
he was
does
a
that
black dude.
even mean?
He's a black guy. I don't know. He was
But
sexual
what
chocolate.
is sexual chocolate?
He was a love machine. What can I say? He was a 400-pound love machine called sexual chocolate.
Yeah, like chocolate salty balls.
He was. They announced they were in a relationship and they were fucking, and she also announced that she was pregnant. During an incident ringside several weeks later, she was bumped off the apron. This caused her to be rushed to the back by paramedics and caused her to miscarry. This was actually shown on camera, to which they pulled out this slime-soaked, full-sized adult mannequin hand as the miscarriage.
Oh,
After
so
that, it was never mentioned again.
she was legitimately pregnant.
She wasn't legitimately, but in the storyline she was.
Okay, I thought you actually had a legitimate 70-year-old woman wrestling. That's false.
You know, now I don't know. I feel like Vacant will try to trick us and make the first couple like true or like them all true, but I think this definitely didn't happen.
Okay. So
I'm doubling down on my theory and saying, yes, there was. Sure, it happened.
I can confirm. Nah, you're fucking right. It did happen.
What
dude.
God
This
damn
genuinely
it.
happened. This happened. This all happened. There was a whole segment of it, and I was an 8-year-old boy watching this, confused as fuck, because I was like, "Wow, this woman's lost a baby because of." I don't know. I can't even remember who
At
it
this
was.
point, I think you're gonna pull like the false card right when we don't expect it. But I expect it.
This was a goddamn one. Like, honestly, this happened. Do you know what the best part of this was? In about 15 years later, they did the 15th anniversary of Raw. Oh no, maybe it wasn't 15 years later, but 10 years, it was some time, a very long time after this happened, just before Mae Young died. They did a big celebration for Raw. They had her there, and a guy dressed in a hand costume, like he was a full-size, like, hand, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Mae Young's son." It was callback, sold. I loved it. It was the best thing ever. I can't believe this one actually existed, but Mae Young was fucking crazy when she was alive.
She gave birth to a hand? Or, wait, it miscarried?
She had a miscarriage to a hand, but then the hand showed up. It's an adult in a suit, like in a hand costume. It was the most joke of all time.
Simon, as a man who is technically a full adult-sized hand, wink wink, is this how you got into wrestling?
This is literally how I got into it. This is my in. I was like, sold. Oh god, it's the strangest thing ever. She also took a powerbomb off a fucking stage from Bubba Ray Dudley. She also got her tits out. They were the oldest pair of tits I've ever seen. Still to this day, that record's not been beaten. So thanks, Mae Young, for those images burned in my retina. I'll take them to the grave, I will. Okay, final one that I've got for you guys. Let me just find it. I've wrote it down. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, anything after that is gonna be a come down. But here we go. So this one's entitled The Fake Razor Ramon and Fake Diesel. So what does a company do when two of their more popular stars leave for the rival WCW? They keep the gimmicks and recast the roles. That's what WWE did when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left the company. In a legal sense, the characters of Razor Ramon and Diesel were still property of WWE. This was when two men were brought in to purposely be bad interpretations of the gimmick. They looked nothing like the original acts and they were used to turn Jim Ross heel and make fun of Vince McMahon for not holding on to his talent. The fans got sick of them, rebelled, and booed incessantly. So there was two great stars. They left for more money to a rival company, and they decided to say, no, we've got them back. We've got these guys back. They brought two people back, like as if you were repurposing an acting role. Obviously, it doesn't work in wrestling. What are we saying? Are we saying real or fake?
I'm going true again.
You know, I feel like you're just gonna fake things, so I'm gonna...
I also kind of get the impression you're reading off of a list, so...
At this point, I'm just saying true to all these because I can't even.
It's true. It's true. That last one I hadn't wrote my own description, so I had to very quickly get a quick one. But yeah,
Why did you make a game where everything is, hey, true or false, but there's no false?
Because it caught you out, didn't it?
It did, but it's bullshit.
That's like if you had multiple choice, but every answer was A. Oh, you wouldn't expect everything to be the same, right?
Well,
It's like getting to the end of the SAT and just answering C for every question.
Look, it wasn't the destination; it was the journey involved. And I personally am glad that I got to tell you about Mae Young and sexual chocolate. And in honor of Mark Henry, I will no longer be vacant. For the rest of the show, I will be referred to as sexual white chocolate.
No, you won't.
That kind of relies on you guys playing along. I will refer to you guys as sexual items. I don't know, sexual corn.
I will refer to you as sexual white chocolate if you refer to me by my wrestling name, which is the Candy Cane.
The Candy Cane. Oh my
with
god! What
2 Ks.
What wrestling names are we going for? So you're Candy Cane. Manimal, what's your wrestling name?
My wrestling name is Dan Don Dervis, the Destroyer.
That's pretty good, to be fair.
The Kentucky Derby. I'm Dan Don Dervis. My dad's the Kentucky Derby, and I'm here to destroy you.
Fair enough.
It's a dynasty.
Oh, he's got wrestling in his blood. He's a second-generation superstar, is what we call you.
Yeah, because literally, Dan Don Dervis' dad is the Kentucky Derby.
Dan Don Dervis is a pretty damn good wrestling name. What would your wrestling name be now?
Again, wrestling is my retirement after politics because I will be Mayor McSlam.
Oh, God, yes. Mayor McSlam. Oh, Jesus. I guess I'd have to go with sexual white chocolate. I suppose that's who I am. But
it's kind of a mouthful.
Sexual white chocolate.
You're darn right it is.
Got him. I don't know who we're getting. I'm getting someone in the mouth. I don't know. If I was Kirito, I'd be... Yeah, maybe you could be Kirito. Maybe.
I mean, you could just be the Hand of Death. Or something.
Iron Hand. Maybe,
What's the WWE, like, what's like their big catchphrase for wrestling? Like, what would you call wrestling? Like slamming or like...
What do you mean?
Like, what would you call it wrestling? Like, would you call it like slamming or like smackdown or...
They call it...
like what? No, what would they call wrestling? Like,
they call it sports
slamming.
Entertainment.
No, I know, but that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
Like they would call it like I don't know. Fuck knows. Dick suckingly good.
No, because I mean like you gotta keep on slamming. Like what would Dan Don Dervis's song be now?
Yeah, they'd say that. You gotta keep on wrestling.
Gotta keep on slamming.
Well, you already have your walkout theme, so that's cool.
Gotta keep on slamming. Here's a gimmick. If I'm a person, and they call me the Weeaboo, and then I just come out as a different anime character every night, like dressed as a different one, and just cosplay. Because there was the Super Smash Bros. Who were Player 1 and Player 2, and they just came out in like Mushroom Kingdom printed like tights, and their moves were all themed around Mario. They were pretty damn good. I remember those guys.
Okay, I'll let you know. You're the Wea Bruiser.
The Wea Bruiser.
The Wea Bruiser. Okay, I'm taking that one. I'm taking that to the bank.
That's your new Twitter handle.
Oh my god, I need to call myself that. Fuck Vacant. Yeah, we need to be the Wea Bruiser. Speaking of stuff that's Weeaboozy, I need to go get a drink, but why I go do that? Why don't you guys crack into what you've been watching this week?
How smooth. I watch nothing there. Now you guys talk while I play guitar.
Fucking fantastic. I love you guys watch, or you guys do while I play guitar. It's a great show. It's got the best characters this season.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I like where the one character picked up his guitar and he started playing.
Yep, and he like squatted on an amp in the distance. Not even like the far distance, just the middle distance.
He was like,
I know it happens every episode, but they keep it fresh.
Hey, he was eating raisin toast that one time.
Fucking raisin toast. Raisin toast, underappreciated breakfast food. I gotta say, it's
what raisin bread is amazing though. Like, how could you I mean, I know some people like to hate on raisins, like raisin cookies, but raisins are freaking good.
I think most people hate on raisins, which is strange. I fucking love raisins. Always have since I was a kid. Favorite cookie in the world is Grandma's oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yeah, like that's what people say.
Bold words from a man who can't eat chocolate.
Look, man.
Okay, you know what? That's true.
I could eat chocolate for a long time, and oatmeal raisin cookies were still my favorite.
Ooh, they're all right.
Yeah, I like them. I like peanut butter cookies the most. They don't even have peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, but yeah.
A good peanut butter cookie is great. The problem is sometimes they're just terrible. Like there's not a lot of
easy to screw up.
They are easy. There's not a lot of in between. Either they're good or they're bad. And oatmeal raisin's a very simple cookie. You can't mess up oatmeal raisin.
I can attest that my grandma is good at making cookies.
See,
you put like cranberries in there.
Peanut butter cookie, but I also like them when they're soft. It's not a good sign when you bite into a peanut butter cookie and the whole thing just crumbles.
Well, the best cookie ever is like when it's hot, like a hot cookie. Like that's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cookies that you don't necessarily want to be hot. Like I can't imagine. Like there's something to a Chips Ahoy where you like the crunch.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. That's true. I'm talking about like the Subway cookies, but if they're like a little hot and soft.
Yeah, hot and soft. Ooh, white chocolate macadamia. That's good. That's good.
White chocolate Macedonia.
White chocolate Macedonian. He's conquering
Macedonia.
All of Greece.
Damn it! I messed up a word.
The white chocolate Macedonian cookie conquers all of Greece. All of cookie Greece.
Cookie grease on the plate.
Are we on a break?
We're getting into some hot cookie discourse.
Yeah, we're talking about the new cookie show called Crunch. My crunch is okay. Can we talk about shows now?
Yes, please.
Manimal hasn't watched anything.
Manimal's not watched something. Coryn, what have you watched today? What have you watched that's made you feel gay? What have you watched that you wanna say? I watched this shit today.
I'm glad we have that on recording now. We can use that forever. I didn't actually watch all that much this week because most of the shows I wanted to watch for the spring season aren't out yet, and the winter shows have all finished up, mostly.
Yeah, I forget that you actually caught up to everything. It was me who needed to desperately catch up to shit last week. So
It was. So first thing first is I watched the Mob Psycho 100 OVA, which was, if you haven't watched it, it is basically a clip show, except the idea is it's the events of the first season of Mob Psycho as told from Reagan's perspective.
Okay.
So it's mostly like a lot of the same footage rehearsed, but like they slap a Reagan face on a bunch of other characters, and like sometimes they just straight up replace him in scenes. The idea is he's writing a book, and his new best-selling novel about how he was so cool and stuff. And he keeps putting himself in where like Mob or one of the other psychics actually did something.
That's quite cool.
I love they can do a recap like that, but in character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Ember Island Players episode of Avatar right before the finale is one of the best examples of that, but I'm really interested in this.
It's very similar, because again, it's mostly the same animation reused, but Reagan slapped in instead. But like the idea is that he's making Mob write the book for him in a lot of it. So like sometimes Mob gets to write a chapter and it's actually the events of the show, and sometimes it's more Reagan's narration. So it's pretty fun, and we get to see new stuff like in between like the flashbacks. And at the end, like all the other characters from the show fucking review the book and fix everything. And then Reagan gets like the proof copy and he's like, "Oh fuck, it's all wrong. I'm not a hero at all. I kind of look like a dirtbag, in fact." And then like
That's
they go
a fun idea.
and get and like the whole thing is he was going to fund it on totally not Kickstarter. And at the end there's like Mob's like, "Man, you got $25 off that. Should we really be eating with it?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's my money actually. I put it in so I wouldn't look entirely lame."
Always got to have that one backer.
The important thing is the last scene is Reagan goes to a bar, and the bar and the TV flashes that season 2 of Mob Psycho 100 has been greenlit.
Yeah.
So that's on the way. But yeah, it was fun. If you haven't seen Mob Psycho in a little while and you want to catch up, watch the OVA. It's nothing really new, but it's a nice way to refresh on the memories before you get on to season 2.
Yeah. reminds me that there was actually news. Overlord has got a season 3 greenlit for July, and it's only just finished airing, which is a fast turnaround. But that's cool.
Yeah.
I need to watch Overlord. I've heard good things. I've heard good things.
I am not one of those.
Oh,
Gave it
okay.
a 3-episode test, and not a lot happened.
Fair enough. I heard. I'd probably give it the 3 episodes if I get a chance.
Yeah, I honestly never got into it, so I don't know.
We'd have to see. Oh yeah, Mob Psycho OVA. What else did you get a chance to catch, or was that it because you recapped and finished everything like good?
Well, like say I finished but got the last episode of Garo in. Nair, did you see that?
I have not seen that. Again, with the moving stuff and binging other shows, I only managed to see the Pop Team Epic to completion. So,
okay. I mean, yeah, End of Garo is fine. We got the big final battle with the Black Knight as we expected, and then what else happened? Yeah, basically we got like a whole like flash forward thing, and I won't ruin it because there was some stuff.
No, go ahead.
They hold up. Okay, so basically the whole thing is Sword doesn't fucking make it out.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trapped in the exploding digital universe, basically. Okay. And then, like, Sophie and the other two make it out, and everyone's fine there. But then she gets her mind erased.
Oh, no.
I know, right? And then it's a year later, and, like, she just kind of goes through life and, like, getting weird flashbacks. And at the end, she finally, like, kind of remembers everything because of reasons. And she ends up meeting Gina at the diner, and she's like, I'm going to be a Makai alchemist from now on.
Good for her.
And everyone's like on the up and up, and then she's like, finally asks, like, did Sword make it out? And Gina's like, real cryptic, and is like, the Golden Knight lives forever. And Sophie's like, okay. And then at the end, Sword just fucking comes out of like the back doors after having taken a massive shit, apparently. And he sees Sophie, and Sophie sees him, and he's just like, sorry. And he just backs up without saying a word, unless the door closes. And that's the end of the show.
I love that as an ending.
That's perfect for that show, though.
Nope.
It's pretty good. It ends perfectly. And, like, a bunch of the other characters, like, show up in the not New York City. And I don't know. I'll look out for the next Garo show to see if they pick up that thread at all.
I just hope that Luke gets to do something cool.
Yeah. I mean, Luke did get cool. He got a cool set of armor at the end.
Yes! Silver?
Kind of. Like, you see, like, half a second of it. It's not very clear. It's definitely, like, I'll set up for what Luke's going to do later on. He's got 2 swords, and he's all, like, neon green and shit, too.
Oh. Because I know, like, in the Garo live action, they've got gold, silver, black, I think red and white are the canonical knights.
It's not entirely clear. Again, you don't see him for very long, but he's definitely, doing his own thing.
Cool. Maybe he gets the necklace. Because Sword has the ring as Zaruba, and in the other show there was a skull necklace who was also like, I'm going to be your best friend.
Yeah, so it's not particularly clear. You just kind of see him like transform real quick. He gets a sword and all that, so that's cool. And I guess the only other real thing is the one human dude from the city who survived everyone and getting fucking eaten by monsters ends up working at the Chinese restaurant.
Good for him.
What else are you going to do when everyone else around you died?
I mean, actually, I guess the best part is Bishop, the monster, that dude that could, like, just phase through stuff.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he apparently has just been sitting in the El Dorado city for a year now, and probably just drinking all the alcohol there. So he's just been getting shit-faced for a year, and at the end of it, it's 1 year later, he finally decides to leave. In a city that's been devoid of humanity for a year, just drinking all the booze.
Don't they eat people, though?
I'm sure he does, but I think he's more into alcohol.
All right, well, to each their own.
So,
I mean, if you gave me the choice of surviving through alcohol or people, then I'd probably choose, drinking over eating people.
I guess. So, yeah, so that's fun. Let's see, what was the other thing? How to Train a Mummy wrapped up. About as you would expect. pretty fun. Except, do you not know how I talked about how there's like a dude who snuck into like the Festival of the Gods to like steal the mummy child?
Yeah.
So he gets fucking hit with a lightning bolt and like electrified real bad. But then he's fine, it seems. But then he's like hauled off for punishment, and it's explicitly stated that his punishment is 100 lashes. And then I think this might be a translator thing. It may not be. It's just burning.
Okay. So like burned at the stake?
It's just burning. It's very dark and very open-ended.
Okay. Just everything hurts.
It's way too dark for this show. That was all light and fluffy otherwise. But yeah,
no, anyone who crosses the mummy will die.
It ended up pretty much nice and fluffy. So it was a nice piece of fluff. If you're interested in something that's not like super deep or anything, it's a fun show to just sit back and wash over you.
Yeah. It looked cute. The mummy was cute. He was a cute little guy. I guess then... Go on, sorry.
Really wish that was a 12-minute show.
It would have been better as a 12-minute, definitely.
Because I watched, I want to say 1 or 2 episodes, and just slow.
It gets better as they introduce more characters and whatnot, but yeah, I definitely agree that it would have been better if they condensed a lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, guess the only other thing I can think of then that you were watching, did you watch episode 12 of The Darling in de France?
I did, and I gotta say I also actually like this one. In comparison.
Yeah.
So like you've caught up
some stuff of 02 being red.
Yeah, she's finally getting
something happens.
Weird demon thing.
She's getting something. Something she's doing. She's got some kind of story.
Yeah, so it's sort of presented as like a weird flashback memory in Hero's mind. So there might be some weird time stuff going on. It's a little too early to say.
He seemingly has met her before.
He seemingly has this memory of her under a mistletoe tree, because of course it's a mistletoe tree.
Yeah.
But she's also like all red and demony. But also in like this last episode, her horns have gone noticeably longer, and her fangs are getting bigger too.
Yeah. So they're referring to it as saurification. So she's going to turn into one of these things. She's basically turned into a monster.
They're also suggesting that Hero could potentially underdo this same thing as well.
Yeah, they've said that he's hitting like critical mass, and he's going to become one as well. And
basically, what it sounds like is the pseudoscience behind this is the yellow blood cells they're injecting these children with, whatever the fuck those are, do make them able to pilot the giant robots, but also probably eventually turn them into monsters.
Yeah, which I'm guessing is why they don't make it as adults.
Yeah,
I had to guess.
They already did a thing about like the child flu or something like that, or the fever. Basically, it sounds like they either die or turn into monsters, or maybe they mostly die and it's just 02 who's turned into a monster, and that's why she appears to be strangely older than everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Although
about
it still doesn't fucking answer the dude from episode 1 who was like clearly an adult who was piloting with 02 at the time.
Oh yeah, he's I don't know. Fuck knows.
He died super hard, didn't he?
I don't know. He still seemed to be breathing the last shot we saw of him. I didn't get the impression he was fully dead. But he's probably super dead.
Yeah, I don't think he was an adult. I think he was like, older. He's definitely older.
He had like gray hair. He looked like an adult.
Did he?
I wasn't sure
I can't remember.
Was like piloting with her super aged him to that point.
Because
it's not. He was also like adult sized. He wasn't like small.
Yeah.
Because the first dude, what's his name? The Sundara boy, who like Hero had forgotten the promise, the little bitch one.
Mitsuru, I think.
Mitsuru, yeah. Because when he piloted with her, like he came out looking like a little raggedy ass motherfucker. Like he was old. He was.
He wasn't doing well.
Yeah. I'm just happy that they're actually doing something now with this, because the crux of the issue was crux of the episode rather is that they went back to the garden, which is where they were all raised, and they're sort of seeing all these test subjects, and they see that kids that are really young are getting injected, and they're sort of questioning it, going, "What the fuck?" But they keep alluding to the fact that Klaxors are their activities becoming increased, and there's more about there than ever, and they've got to respond to it in kind, and something's going to go wrong. But it's her fighting as well, because someone has told her, or she believes the more of these monsters that she kills, she'll become a human. So she needs to kill loads of them. Hero confesses his love to her, which has no effect. She just says that he's I can't remember what she calls him exactly.
He's like
fodder.
Fodder is the term they use as translation. Basically, she's like, you're just fodder, and she tries to have sex with him for a second there.
Yeah, it's weird. She's like, I'll show you what comes after kissing. It's like, okay, I mean, it'd probably be a hand job, realistically. Or he'd, like, finger her or something. That's what third base
She was taking a top off.
That's the secret.
Kiss is death.
It's murder, basically. But, yeah, it's a little odd.
Asphyxiation. It's weird, but it's giving us some turmoil. Now it looks like it's going to get a little more interesting. Now she's been a dick. And it introduced this other group, these elites. It gave the blonde dude, like, the speaking role.
The Nines, which the math doesn't add up on that for the two people piloting. But then again, there was three girls were just triplets. It looked like, with like weird face masks.
Yeah, and obviously she was 102 was one of them before, and they were calling the Lota, so that might have some significance. I don't know.
Iota.
Was it Iota?
Yeah, like Iota, like an iota of something.
Oh, okay.
Not Iota. Not Lota, no. Iota.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to pronunciations.
Well, it's Japanese.
Yeah, but it's still roughly the same. You can pick it up.
People have both been saying Klaxar rather than Klaxosaur this whole show.
Well, you know what?
Klaxar sounds better.
It really does, though.
It rolls off the tongue. It's like, just make it Klaxar.
But the difference is, Klaxosaur is not a word. Iota is a word.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just reading. I'm speed reading. Lota, Iota. It's all the same shit to me. That's her name. It's bitch's name. Still not blow me away, but, obviously we're in too deep now, halfway through. We've just got to see it through. All the way through the spring.
That is sunk cost fallacy, but I'll allow it.
Anything else that you watched, Coryn, or?
No, that's it. I'm still kind of waiting for, everything else to come up. The only show I noticed was the one where the magical girls transform into magical buff guys.
Yeah. Did anyone watch Magical Girl, Ore?
It's on the list, but it is not something I've seen yet.
Okay. The first 2 episodes were released early on Crunchyroll, which means that we're going to have to wait a while, like 2 weeks for them to come out. So it was good, but you got to wait for the 3rd episode for a while. It was pretty fun. They poked a lot of fun at the magical girl genre. That's kind of what it's there for, to just really take the piss out of the magical girl things. It was funny, it had me laughing. So she's like an annoying idol who's intentionally bad. Well, intentionally sings bad, because that's, I guess, what they've been told, the voice actress. Her and a mate. Her mate's like, her brother is like a superstar, but he's a mute. He doesn't speak. And she's in love with him, the main protagonist is, but he expresses an interest. She basically runs off to save him. And a Yakuza guy who used to work with her mum is like the little mascot. He's funny. He's like a Yakuza guy who turns her into a magical girl. And what I like about it is because it's making fun of the dumb tropes. Like, so he's like, oh, okay, you're now a magical girl. And it's this really buff dude, to save her love, and it's these like little squirrel things, and she's like, okay, so how do I fight them? What's my magic? So he just goes, try throwing your hairpins. She throws them and they're just grenades. And then she goes, what other weapon should I use? And he's just pulling out like handguns and shit for her. He's like, well, these are the most effective weapons that you could find for these. So then she asks for something more magic girl, and he gives her a staff, and then she like tries to use it and realizes that there's no magic in it. So she then proceeds to just beat to death all of the enemies. I just really like that play on the trope. It's like, well, you can have a staff, but it's not as good as a gun.
It sounds surprisingly effective. It's just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, she just like, oh, I just gotta beat the fuck out of them all. She does. It is fun. I would definitely recommend watching it. It's a good, like I say, a parody of the genre, but also like it's got some good comedy. Like even just anime tropes. Like she runs out late every morning for breakfast. So her mum just gives her something, and she has like a tray around her neck with a full like full-on meal as she's eating, like as she's running around.
There was one show that like kept going on that same joke, where like every episode it was like something more and more elaborate until it was like a roast dinner at some point.
This is kind of the same, like a similar vein thing. I was like, I've not seen it before. I was like, I appreciate that little joke. That's kind of funny. I also thought it was quite
Everyday
interesting.
Life of High School Boys.
I know they did the joke, but there was another one that did it. Similar vein though.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact as well that they were like, I mean, she's 15, but like her mum was a magical girl, but she threw her back out doing it. So it's kind of weird to see a magical girl who was like a mother who's in the 30s. It's kind of interesting because I've not seen that before. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see that show. Like, you know, imagine a mother like balancing her duties, but also like fighting evil demons and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. So maybe we'll get to see the mum do some shit. I don't know.
I kind of just like the idea of a magical girl throwing her back out.
Yeah, it's like literally he's like, you need to, you know, fight these people, which is like, I've hurt my back. My daughter will do it. She's like, oh, what? But it's good fun. So I definitely recommend that. So Magical Girl Aura is pretty fun. Other things that I watched, I finished Hakata Tonkatsu Ramen's, the final arc. It was literally the most predictable thing in the world. You just knew what was going to happen. I was sort of, because it's an anime about hitmen in a city of hitmen fighting other hitmen. I thought someone would die, but no, they all came together to help everyone and, you know, help the two who were captured, and they all survived. No one died. They all just, well, they killed the bad guys. The bad guys all died. They died hard. But they all went back and played some baseball, and that all wrapped up in a nice, neat bow. One thing that annoyed me, though, was, like, so the two main guys, the crossdresser and the guy who looks like, sort of like Spike from Cowboy Bebop, they were in a cage together, and they were told to fight each other to the death. And they open, like, the dude opens, like, this cage full of weapons. It's a massive cabinet full of, like, blades and scythes and swords and knives and all this kind of stuff. Pointy-ass shit. They have a little plan later on where their friends come and bust them out and they blow up the wall. So he grabs the crossdresser and dives into the cupboard and closes it to, like, protect them from the bomb. You've just dived into, like, literally a cupboard full of knives and shit, pointing out. And then they get up unharmed. I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. I know that's a really minor point, but it bothered me to no end. But other than that, it was nice. I wouldn't recommend it, per se, because it was just sort of, oh yeah, cool, I'll watch it. It was fun, but other than that, the other thing that I wrapped up was Kokaku, and I remember a few weeks ago I was saying I don't know how they're going to get more episodes out of this. They managed it. They managed to get to 12, but it was sort of weird, like, how they did it. So essentially the main bad guy wanted to become what's called a herald in this world, and it's like a time, because it was the one where they were stuck in time. So they froze time, and there was actually protectors in this world who protected anyone who was static. So anyone who didn't move, there was like these godlike beings who protected them. But they only had a limited lifespan. The more they appeared, the quicker they died. So they would deliberately try and attack people to get them to appear. One of the main bad guy wanted to become one of these things, so which he did. He became a herald, and then he controlled it and all this kind of shit, and then they fought him for multiple episodes. And then eventually, he kind of died, but regressed to come... He became a baby. Like, he became a baby, and then the main girl just raised him, and everyone else went back to the real world, and she just sort of raised him for a bit. And then they just came out, and, like, she just raised him in the static world, and then they just came out. It was a weird ending. It was strange. But, yeah, that was Kokaku. It was kind of weird. It had a kick-ass theme, let me tell you. The opening theme was pretty damn cool. But other than that, that was it. I also watched Manimal, one of the things that you picked out. Love Angle Live or something? The Yuri 5-minute show that you picked out. He's not here, is he? He's probably doing his
He's playing guitar.
Frick, I finally figured out how to play the intro of This Charming Man. All I've been missing this whole time is hitting the open strings before the... I finally figured it out.
I'm glad. I watched this 5-minute thing. There's literally nothing to comment on. She comes in, you see, she gets her head pressed into some boobs. She sees a naked girl. Sees a girl with her legs open who's holding a beer can in front of a minge. It's about it. It's nothing. There's no story. There's nothing entertaining. Don't watch it. It's probably going to be bad. That was it. However, next week is going to be a lot better because the spring season kicks into gear. We will have Persona 5. My Hero Academia is coming. Magical Girl Sight's coming. What else is happening in the next few days?
All the things that we talked about on the season preview, you can listen to now.
Not Full Metal Panic, because that's coming out like middle of April, which is weird. It's like
God, I was so pissed when I loaded up Crunchyroll, and I saw Full Metal Panic, but it was only the fucking second strike and not actually the new season.
They've got Claymore on there now, and I've always wanted to watch Claymore, so I might give that a go on Crunchyroll.
It's not done. I watched Claymore with my old roommate, and I'm pretty sure that the anime ends before the manga was finished. So it's either not done yet, or the ending was just kind of unsatisfying from what you remember.
Okay.
It's
I might
alright.
give it a go. Yeah, I'll give it a go. In the meantime, because we're waiting for some shit to come out. Got to watch Devilman Crybaby and Children of the Whales on Netflix anyway, so we'll smash them out before the week, because I've got 10 days off now, which is glorious. The reason I've got 10 days off is because we have WrestleMania coming up. I was going to do a prediction game with you guys in regards to WrestleMania, but there's kind of no point.
I'm predicting that the New Day takes the whole thing.
The New Day are in a match. They're against the Bludgeon Brothers, and they are against the Usos for the tag team titles. And apparently it's going to be a TLC match. Don't hold me to that. No one's going to hold me to that. It's an anime podcast. No one cares.
The real question is, what are they going to dress up as this year?
Oh, well, they were Final Fantasy characters last year for Final Fantasy 14, so...
14?
Yeah, they were promoting Final Fantasy 14, which I thought was weird, because...
I was going to say, the MMO had just added red mages, so...
I guess.
That's why...
They were
trying to
doing a
think
new
of what might
expansion.
be the big thing right now.
Do you think they'll do Attack on Titan? Do you reckon they'd just come out in little scouting capes and stuff?
I mean, Attack on
could totally
Titan,
see
the
that.
second game did just come out, or is
I
currently
can
coming
see
out.
him
Will
doing
be out
Dragon
soon.
Ball again, honestly. For as big as Super picked up right before ending, if they're all just in the Jiren team uniforms.
Oh my god, they could do that, actually.
Or in orange, suits.
Well, they did Vegeta's armor. They did Saiyan armor last year, so... or 2 years ago, sorry, they did, like, Vegeta's armor. So, they could do, like, Goku's outfits and stuff.
They could. I honestly don't know enough about their own personal tastes.
I don't know. They're just nerds.
They are just
basically.
nerds.
I don't know what
I don't
their
know.
favorites are.
I'm going to say, we're just going to go on a random limb and say they're going to come in dressed as a Black Bull from Black Clover.
That'd be cool. Or, well, My Hero Academia is just coming back. So maybe Mayaka, because it's pretty damn popular.
I think it's going to be more mainstream, honestly. I don't know. Like, My Hero Academia is pretty normal, but I mean, I think they're going to shy away from anime specifically and do another just nerd property.
I don't know. I'm trying to think now. There's something that's come out. Avengers is coming out, maybe?
They're going to be Ready Player Ones.
Yeah.
Oh God, what even is that? Honestly.
I don't know.
I'm going to watch that film in the next couple of days. I'll report back.
I read the book, man.
Yeah, I have the book.
It's not good, but it is honest. It is pure.
It's interesting. There's a Gundam in it. Are you going to see a Gundam on a cinema screen?
I want to see Steven Spielberg make a movie with a Gundam in it, yes.
That's me sold.
I also want to see Asuka fight Charlotte Flair.
It's going to be good. I love Asuka. God bless her. She's great. Even though they did the Mixed Match Challenge last week, and it was her and The Miz got put through a barricade, and like someone's done an edit of it, and they put the Titanic music over her, trying to wake him up. Like she's like, Miz, horse, and they just keep cutting back with the sad pan flutes and stuff. Like when she's letting Jack go, it's like, dude, I'll never let go, Jack. Immediately lets go. Fuck you, Rose, you bitch.
2 people could have fit on that fucking door.
Near, far, wherever you are.
That song is burned.
And then she throws the fucking diamond in the ocean.
Yeah. What a cunt.
The fucking planet throws it in the ocean.
She's a prick. I went to the Titanic Museum, didn't see fucking Jack's name on there. Should have seen Rose's. What an absolute bitch. I'm not saying Rose should have died. She's a fictional character, it's fine, I can say that. Rose should have died, bitch. Anyway.
I'm not saying it, but I am saying it.
I'm not saying it, but I'm gonna say it. Fuck you. I don't know if
Could
I
have
was
paid
direct
for
at
your
that.
great-grandchildren's college tuition with that.
No, it needs to go in the ocean, cause, I don't know. Fucking Rose doesn't care. She didn't give a fuck about grandkids. She didn't care.
She didn't deserve to die, but she didn't deserve to thrive.
Okay, when anything comes up on Twitter in the future, I'm just gonna say that now. Look, I'm not saying they deserve to die. I'm just saying they don't deserve to do well. That's my go-to line now.
Okay, can I talk about horse anime real quick?
Oh, sorry. Fuck yes, of course you can. Go for it.
Horse anime is not bad. Horse anime is pretty good. Like, it's, again, the same... It is the formula of girl wants to be the best at horse girls. The introduction is, hey, horse girls love to run, and people love watching horse girls run, and that's the life. And so she goes to the academy for horse girls.
Oh, okay.
And on her way, she sees a race, but at the end of the race, the winner gets to do their idol song, and immediately the whole crowd outside of the derby just whips out light sticks, like glow sticks, and starts waving them around, and the sky turns black, and it's a rave.
What?
Yes.
This is
the Horse Girl Idol Racing show, where the winner gets to perform, is not that bad. And the best part, all the characters have dumb horse names.
Of course they do.
The main character is Special Week. There's a girl who's wearing a luchador mask in her classroom, and she walks up and someone says, "This is El Cazador Rosa," and she goes, "I'm from America. You must be a country bumpkin." There's girls named Vodka. Who else? Oh, one of them is named Narita Bryan.
What?
Why?
Yeah, they're all really weird, just dumb racehorse names.
But it's like someone wanted to make an idol show and was like, I don't really know about horse racing, so what's a typical horse racing name?
What if the other way around? What if all they knew was about horse racing and didn't know anything about idol shows?
Oh no, this is every idol show you've ever seen. Like, there's a tryout to be on the team that's number one, and she doesn't do very good because she's so nervous, and she doesn't start when everyone is supposed to, but she pulls out ahead anyways because she's dreaming that hard, and she sees her inspiration, and it inspires her to go faster. She doesn't make it to the winner's team, but she gets kidnapped by the group of losers, and they're like, "Oh, we're actually the best now, and you're gonna help us." It's really fun. Like, the trainer guy introduces himself by sneaking up behind her and just starts feeling her thighs, going, "Yeah, you got good legs." And then she kicks his face in.
Oh,
and
like a full-on horse-style kick.
"You're gonna join my team."
Oh, okay.
It's dumb, yes, but it is not off-putting.
Good dumb.
Continue watching it because it also has strangely kind of high production value.
It's an idol show. We've got to get that production value in. I mean, it was a game. Must have done well enough to get an anime.
Oh yeah, it's also got that problem of all Japanese mobile game animes of you need to have a huge cast of characters that all get to do something a little bit because, you know, these are people's waifus they're paying money for and they don't want to be put down.
My waifu was not represented from my mobile game.
Exactly.
1 out of 10.
I'm sorry, but why do you have to stretch the mobile games for waifus? I feel like that's gotta be the least, like...
People will pay thousands of dollars for a JPEG of a girl.
It's just,
There are whales out there,
Sad.
man.
But
just thinking, if
true.
you're gonna have a waifu, at least have her animated.
No,
They
because
are.
if it's mobile...
Well, I mean, now.
They are now, yeah.
If it's
But
mobile,
you can use them
take
in
it
your
with you.
team. I spent,
People
$300 and I got my super rare version of Narita Bryan. By God,
People
she
make-
better be in that anime.
People make waifus of fucking, fan art of shit, like OCs. Can that be my waifu, please? I like how you've drawn a gender-bent version of Deku.
So, yeah. That's a show I might be continuing after watching it for fun. We'll see. What I am going to finish is A Place Beyond the Universe, or A Place Farther Than the Universe. That is a good goddamn show. I already talked about it once before the program, so I don't want to do it again, but I'm halfway through now, and I'm going to tell you about it once it's done, but...
Okay.
Halfway through, very good.
Best conversation happened before the show. We were like, okay, let's have this good conversation, then let's get into the show.
Yeah. But
never mind. You tell us when you caught up, when you finished it, then, dude, and then you can give us your recap, your hot take.
Because it's a show about we want to go to Antarctica, and then episode 6 onwards, all of the preview images are people in Antarctica. So I guess spoilers for where that's headed.
I mean, at least they followed through. The amount of shows where it's like, this is going to happen, and then they never pull the trigger. It's like, oh, okay, sound.
No, that is a show about following your dreams and taking advantage of your youth, and it is inspiring and precious. I love it.
Good. Anything else that you managed to catch, or is that all for your
Riverdale
pleasure? Oh yeah, let's get to. Well,
the
I
famous
managed to get onto season 2, episode 1 of Good Morning Call. Oh yeah, let me tell
Cheryl Blossom is gonna get lobotomized because she knows too much about the attempted murder of her grandmother. And Archie's dad might run for mayor, but he's running against Hermione Lodge.
Oh.
And all the kids are so dumb.
Why is it? Oh, no.
Jughead is one of the twins from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I don't know which one, but I can't stop remembering the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Mr. Mosby. There you are.
That was a weak one. No, I've done it once. I can never do it as good as the first time.
The first one was just all of your Mr. Mosbys in your life that you'll ever get out there. And it was in that first
pretty
one.
Much.
Mr. Mosby.
No, it was subtle.
It was nothing like that.
It was not.
To Mosby.
I wish you did that.
Mosby. Well, there'll definitely be some more Mr. Mosby, so we don't want to waste it all now.
Vacant, when you say it, you sound like a heifer in heat.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Mosby.
Please
Why
stop.
don't you come down here and show me your 10th floor, your hotel? I don't know what accent I was going into.
It's changing as you speak. It's not even the same sentence.
Are you guys almost ready for a reading?
Sure. We
Oh
can
my
do
god,
a
you
reading.
got a reading? Wait,
Would you look at the time?
Hey.
No, we need more people to read because there's too many characters.
No, this time, this is a different story. There's not as many characters.
Okay. It's now that time of the show, now we've done fucking everything, guys, is we are going to listen, or rather we're going to read Manimals Bionicle fanfiction that he wrote when he was 11 years old.
This is actually a Bionicle and Transformers fanfiction.
Oh,
Oh, good. I call all the Transformers because I know exactly the voices you're going for.
And they said Avengers was the biggest crossover ever.
This was written March 22nd, 2008 at 5:11 p.m.
Great. For those of you
my
who
God.
are understandably thinking, this has nothing to do with anime, you're right. This is just something we do now. I don't know
This is
why
our
we
show.
decided this, but we have.
How did this start? How do we escape?
I mean, the show is. I mean, if you are a new listener, this is what the show is. We just ramble about some anime, and the rest is just tangents and bullshit. But it's funny tangents and bullshit, so stick around.
We promise. Please don't go.
I'm
Don't
so
go,
happy.
'cause this.
I'm
no
freaking
one will
Burning
go.
Man. I figured out this intro.
No one will go because this. I urge you to stay and listen to this. This is a fan fiction from a mind that is like no other, and that's not hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating when I say that Manimal's pattern of thought as a small child was unique, to say the least.
I don't know. This was written when I was 11, almost 12.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. Whoa, we're reading some of that recent?
Well,
This is hot off the press.
The
this is,
last,
guys.
the
This
last
is
one,
that
the last.
recent.
Oh, haha.
Yeah, this is from. I'm calling Manimal
I
12.
think Bush was still president when this was recent.
I was
100%.
using it as a joke to say he was young. That was the joke. It was just a joke, guys. Just a joke.
Yes, I know. I realized.
Give us
that.
our rolls. Give us our rolls. It's
Okay,
Manimal.
wait,
Manimal.
wait! I'm so excited. Oh God, I can do it. Okay.
That was quite good, actually.
You'll see. You have your little lines. This is called Triple Takeover.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you try and figure out what this is about.
Okay.
So you guys see your lines there. I'm gonna start with the narration opening here. Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to a new and hopefully better than the old comedy's comedy. Chapter 1, The Rebirth. One day, 6 weird ship things crash on Earth. They were the Bionicles. Chirox the brain, Nupru the warrior, Maxilos the slow thinker, or the stupid.
Did you not like Maxilos? Because I'm now noticing a number of thumbs down at every single one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, ow, I hurt. We are made of plastic. Why am I not answering that?
Oh, God damn it. Oh, now they know they're made of plastic. That's not good. And speaking of which, that's no good.
Who's the thumbs down?
Nair.
Oh, okay. Apparently, open parentheses end parentheses comes
Oh,
out
I
as a
see.
downward thumb.
Yeah,
So
Oh.
Yeah, the downward thumb, the thumbs down is you, Nair. Every
Okay.
thumbs down is you.
I
I
thought you were
disabled-
just hating on there.
No, I've disabled emotes on Skype because they were all terrifying. So that's why it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, because
That's
you've said this Maxilos is a slow thinker, and then there's just loads of downward
Yeah,
thumbs. I was like, you've taken the time to really hammer home.
Okay,
so
but
I
yeah,
didn't
this
see
guy-
any ends in here. So am I not a part of it? But no,
Yeah.
it's just fuck you. Read this.
What's plastic?
Okay.
You're made of it.
We are Earth.
We must rule. Let's go to the house.
Soon the 3 walk into the house.
Big room.
Well, duh.
Look, it's Assassin's Creed.
I'm the leader. I call first player. Wait, that's a different character. I'm the
me.
leader. I call first character.
No,
Player.
me.
Me.
Shut up, Axon's leaders. Axon's leader. He's first player, and Maxilos is second.
Oh man.
They turn on the Xbox 360 and start pallying.
Pallying.
Hallie.
Pallying.
Wait! Are the humans home?
Churax checks the whole house.
They're all in the shower.
They're all in the shower.
Axon and Maxilos.
Hold on. This brings up a good point. Are the Bionicles Bionicle-sized, or are they human-sized in the human universe?
Bionicle-sized in this story.
Okay.
Vacant?
There's like a blank line.
No, Axon and Maxilos, that was a blank line because they were saying nothing because they were shocked, so they had a blank line.
Oh, okay. I mean, one is in the shower. The others are waiting.
That sounds better.
Help! The Transformers are attacking!
Six Shot! Show them what a one-robot army is!
Six Shot transforms in a tank and takes out Maxilos.
Oh, white man shot me!
We got some great discourse here.
Six Shot transforms into a wolf and attacks Churax.
2008 Manimal was woke. Didn't punctuate for shit, but,
Yeah, but Six Shot's colors are white, that's why I put that. Six Shot transforms into a car and rams Axon.
Darn it!
Smashes into the TV.
Assassin guy is off screen! Wasn't I shot?
I don't know. Six Shot transforms into a ship and rams Maxilos.
Oh, my stomach!
Six Shot transforms into a gun and shoots trucks.
Hold on. Six Shot transformers in a gun and shoots Xerox. Excuse you.
Wait, now Coryn's Xerox.
Yeah, I meant that's you. That's say it.
Bam, bam, bam. 6 shots gun. 6 shot Oh, no, wait, sorry.
Okay, whatever. 6 shot transformers into a robot.
3 up, 3 down. It's like shooting ducks in a barrel.
What? Cobra Commander?
I'm sorry, but we've just introduced Cobra Commander, who was not here the entire time. But this next line, I want to assure you, is Cobra Commander, even though this is the last we hear of him in this story. You got that scene from Transformers!
Wait, does Soundwave have a voice?
No.
Yeah, he's like, go away.
Yeah, he's
Go
like...
away, G.I. Joe.
It's kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go away.
Go away, G.I. Joe. Who is Cobra Commander again? It's just CC. All right.
Yeah.
I will ill you all.
Not kill.
Okay, wait. This is the rest. There's like very little. I should have just posted it all. You guys could try to figure out what you are. It's really, there's not a lot.
Yeah, let's go back up.
Yeah, no, let's all figure out who the fuck we are.
Oh, shit.
No, it's alright. Okay, Galvatron.
Always attack Transformers. Is that next part also Galvatron speaking, or is that...
No, and then
Narration.
Axon goes.
No, you haven't read.
Oh wait, I admitted
There's
this part.
narration.
Okay.
God.
Wheeljack, Ramjet, Quick Switch, Power Masters Prime, Darkwing, and Dreadwing attack Axon back. He kills them all with his axe.
That was quick. Transformers, retreat!
All 45? Transformers, Transformer, and retreat. This is the third time that I wrote Transformer instead of Transform.
Transformer is the verb, yes.
That was weird.
Weak voice. Hang on. Fortress Maximus owed me.
Owed me?
Not only, no.
Me still battera D, my 6 shot.
They may attack us again.
We gotta be ready.
Oh my god.
450? Transformers run to the Bionicles.
Transform and attack!
We continued. If you want to be a GS or PGS, PM me, don't post it. Just fill this in. Name, personality, extra. PM me.
No. Personally, not personality. 2008 Manimal needed to run spell check at least once.
I did not have spell check in this era of my life.
Speaking of which, what the fuck happened to the new Peru, the first character I was voice acting in the middle of
the
this?
Super disappeared and turned into Axon.
He just stopped being there.
Yeah, he turned into Axon in the middle of the story. Did you? I like your reaction to Cobra Commander appearing and then doing nothing.
Oh boy!
He just said, "I'll go away if you will." Zing.
I like the part when 450 Transformers run to the Bionicles.
Yeah.
I'm sad I never finished the story.
We'll be back, motherfuckers.
But you guys,
more.
You guys know there's still a little more that we can do.
The Chuny Chronicles continue.
Of course they do. Before that, is there any other things from you guys before we wrap this one up with a nice little Chuny bow?
I'm going to give a shout out this time, actually, to Sea of Thieves, the video game that's been in beta for like 5 years. They put out a recipe for grog that's actually really good. Despite
game,
there you go.
Maybe
The
containing
game's not that great, but
no,
hey,
but the grog's fine. It's actually kind of, technically authentic, and is mostly water, but still pretty alcoholic.
Send that to me. I want to make some of that shit.
I wrote it all down. I actually sent it to you over the chat earlier this week.
The Sea of Thieves grog. Give a chance to the Monkey Island recipe for grog,
I'll have to look that up.
which includes kerosene, propylene glycol, artificial sweeteners, sulfuric acid, rum, acetone, battery acid, red dye number 2, scum, axle grease, and pepperoni.
I'll pass.
All right.
This recipe is real nice. It's only it's lime juice, brown sugar, water, and dark rum. That's it.
Oh, that's what you were making.
Yes,
You play by play that.
I did
for
play
us.
by play it with gifs
Mm.
and instructions. So yeah, it's real quick and it. I think the recipe I was using was technically using British ounces because I know it wasn't.
Ounces better.
Well, there's different sizes. And I think yours are actually slightly larger, but it's strange because over in America at least, a shot is 1.5 ounces. But the recipe I was reading on was just single ounces of measurements, which filled a whiskey glass pretty well, but was strange because you think it'd be one shot or like in parts or something.
Yeah. Okay, we are officially sponsored by that grog.
We're officially sponsored by Thieves. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yep. No, we don't question it. Don't ask them on Twitter.
It's a good
Speaking
thing I
of
just
Twitter,
made fun of them.
at vacant VS, at vacant V's, at vacant versus. Hit me up. I'll get that into those double digits next time, and I'll come out with my controversial new views on Hitler. Yeah, they haven't heard any of them before.
No, definitely haven't. We've never covered Hitler before.
Nope, not at all.
Mussolini.
That's about it from us. This was episode, I didn't even know, is it 131?
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of them. I don't know. We're in the 130s. We old as shit. But that's it from us. Have a happy WrestleMania weekend for anyone who gives a fuck. That's very few members among you. And join us next week for the April shit. And it's going to be, is it Coryn or Manimal? Which one of you guys is going to have a theme for the episode?
I have an idea, but it requires you guys to listen to a playlist that's not my music, but it's something else.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll be up for that. It's cool. This is probably the best time as any, because I have a week off, so...
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be Manimals episode next week. There we go. Manimal! Have you got anything you want to...
Obviously, the Chuny Chronicles.
That's kind of what I was...
But first, I need to play the intro of the Discharging Man again. Wait. Shit, I was just doing it so well.
Frick!
I was doing it so well when you guys were talking. Ugh, frick. Okay, anyway. Okay, here we go. Wait, where was I in the story? Alright.
I mean, no one knows, mate.
Curtains? Okay. Curtains drawn to the streets where rain drips from the sky like the sun and the rain. People would walk around these streets with cups aimed high, for aims higher than those not on the ground would fall. All those who raise cups will find their water, but they must raise higher as competition rises from the mist. Desperation in the air is the theme of the night in the city, as those who rule over all would dance to the floor's misty turnings of liquidy salad. The Chuny wanders into her apartment. It's dark like the mist of her heart, which pumps about 100 BPM because she has a lot of coffee. Damn it! This is I got nothing. I know I literally have nothing this week. That's it.
Bye, everyone. That's the end of the Bye.